The concierge gets his shipment back, but not without a great cause. Blue decided to go to therapy, and El Fuego is really done. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All the Queen's Men video. And in this one, we're breaking down season 4, episode number 5. It's titled Family Ties. And y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. This actually was a pretty decent episode with tons of things going on. If you're new here, turn on your bell notification, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my All the Queen's Men content and conversations. We do have a lot of them here on this channel, and there is so much to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and get into this episode breakdown, but at any given point, drop down in the comment section. You let me know what you think about the characters, about the plot, about the pacing, about whatever. Okay? All right. So the episode picks up right where we left off, as we normally do. You know, the Amp's mama, Toni, has shown up at his door, but Amp, at the top of this episode, expeditiously ushers her behind right on out of his house. He like, yeah, no. Down there like, oh girl, I'm sorry. No, don't apologize to her ass. She got to go. You got to get up out of here. You got to get up out of here. And it's like, Amp, what is the problem? This is your mama. Why are we doing? Nope, we don't talk to that hoe. We don't know that hoe. That hoe disowned me. I said, disown you? Do black people do that? That's the first thing I thought, y'all. But then later on, we get Amp explaining to Don, because she presses him, like, you had a little bit of time. Have you calmed down? Tell me what's going on. And he tells her the story about how his dad basically told him that he was a disgrace after he was convicted of the murder of his girlfriend. And you did that and he went to jail for 9 years because, again, you did that His father was too embarrassed and told his mother basically that they needed to disown him, and she kind of went along with it. Which, personally, y'all, I think that there's something that is a little bit different than her outright deciding on her own to disown him. Now, it don't make it right either way, right? That is your son, that is your flesh and blood, that is your kin, right? But I think, again, that is a lot different than her being a single woman, with her being just this random ass mother out here raising him and deciding, you know what, I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't know you anymore. You're not my son anymore. To have another man be the influence on that, I think it just adds a little bit more, and I kind of want to know more. Again, I'm not on Toni's side. For all I care, you raised a trifling ass son, so maybe you are a trifling ass woman. Because, yeah, I still don't like Amp. I can acknowledge that, yeah, what you did to him was wrong, and, like, leaving him at his worst time, even though he shouldn't have killed his goddamn ex-girlfriend. But I also can acknowledge, like, there's so many things at play with women in their lives and how they make decisions and ultimately survival, right? The moment that he said his father, I was like, oh God, so what kind of relationship was this? Was she financially dependent on this man? Was she controlled by this man? Is his mama a pick-me? So, you know, they believe everything that the damn man is actually saying because they are so goddamn male identified that they can't come up with a thought on their own. And not that any of that excuses her walking away from her duties as a mom and her not supporting her son, again, at one of the worst times in his life. But it for me just adds additional context because it speaks to the psyche of the person, and it speaks to the setup and the circumstances. And there are quite a bit of things that people would do that they typically wouldn't do, but when stressed by various circumstances or when basically with their feet put to the fire. So did the daddy give her an ultimatum? You either disown your son or you lose me. And not to say that she should have chose to lose Amp, but those are all things. And I think as we go on in the season, now that Toni is here, we are going to get a little bit more context. And I feel like she is one of the best parts of the episode. We don't get a ton of her, but this will shake up with her popping up and her throwing people off their squares because they wasn't expecting to see her. Not only Amp, but Madam later on in the episode. I really enjoy the new person and the new information because it gives us a little bit more story to dive into when lately things have been really cut and dry, really no kind of depth to them, really nothing to be intrigued or to inquire more about. Now we actually have a character in which we can actually do this. Now, what I do want to take a second and highlight is how Amp makes a point to Dom of like, can I just save all the soft shit for you? When Dom is pleading with him to forgive his mother, and his forgiveness being for him and not necessarily for her, but it can be great for him, and this could be the thing that him actually forgiving her could be the thing that helps him along his recovery journey, and she's 100% right with it. And I just think it's so interesting how a lot of men, but then also some people, think that they can sequester the best qualities or good traits specifically to one person or to one circumstance or to this. And it's like, that's not really how it works. Like, if you cannot be in touch with your feelings, if you cannot have strong emotional control or some type of emotional intelligence about all of the things, not necessarily all the things, but a lot more of the things that are happening in your life other than your relationship with Dom, then you don't actually have emotional intelligence. You don't have emotional control. So the answer is no. Maybe you don't want to go and tell everybody your feelings, and you don't want to be soft or seem weak, but you need to be able to process your feelings. You need to be able to go to a place of forgiveness with more people than Dom for you to actually be moving in the right direction, and for you to actually be able to say, oh yeah, I have a certain level of emotional intelligence to me. I am emotionally stable. Because without that, you are who we have seen you to be, which is a hot damn mess still. But they gave us the little moments where they really gonna try to push Amp and Dom's ass, y'all. They really gonna try to push it because aesthetically they give. But y'all know I'm 100% vehemently against this damn relationship because that man is a menace. A menace with mommy issues, but a menace nonetheless. Now, also in this episode, we find out that Miss Tandy wins the mayoral race. And baby, when I tell y'all, I do not like Miss Tandy at all. Don't like anything about the character. I don't know if I ever did, right? But the way I cringe when Babyface makes all the moments where she's supposed to get a little bit of light, a little bit of shine about him, cringe. Because what do you mean? Do you know what this means, Face? Yeah, it means I can get my car. Sir, she just found out on the television that she is now the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. And the first thing that you say is not congratulations. It's not, oh, great job. Oh, I knew you could do it. It's, oh, when are we getting my car? Did you already get it? But Miss Tandy, you dumb, because apparently you already got it, then hit the keys on somewhere on your body. So you just reinforcing this, and I guess you just following the rules of your little sugar baby, sugar mama relationship. But this is weird. And Babyface is dumb. And you sitting up there having your little moments of feeling dejected is wild, because you know what this is. You know what he is, and you know he don't give a damn about you. And yet you keep putting him in circumstances to rain on your parade, rain on things that are good for you, and not give a damn about you. Like, Miss Tandy, honey, what's going on? Now, I will say that the Miss Tandy storyline as it pertains to the mayoral race, and specifically the mayoral win, is probably the most unrealistic thing of this whole episode, which I'm not mad at because the whole damn episode wasn't completely unrealistic, and we've been living in a damn, would this really happen? Purgatory for like the last 3 episodes, I fear. And I'm saying that the mayoral race seems inauthentic, and it has me questioning, because what mayor is waiting to find out that they won the mayoral race in their house, in their lingerie, from the news? And then after they win, which mayor is not at their campaign headquarters or is not out in the damn community having a rally to celebrate they win and get congratulations from the community? Which mayor is just having some champagne surrounded by tons of champagne bottles in their house and getting visits by the DA, who is now questioning her decisions? Yeah, on the day that they find out that they won the mayoral race. No real mayor at all. So that part to me just felt wildly unrealistic. But again, it didn't terribly taint the episode for me. I kind of like half watched the Miss Tandy scenes anyway, because I'm completely over her. Aside from DA Rhodes coming later and her asking about what Madam tasked her with, because Madam bossed up and came in and was like, yeah, I need the space next to Maddie B's because my little hoe ass sister, well, she didn't tell her, but her hoe ass sister came back talking about my the daddy left. So now Madam is plotting on the property next to the restaurant that she has started to frequent in this season, called Maddie B's, because her sister claims to own it. And then Miss Tandy's stupid self goes out her way to ask DA Rods. Like, that's another thing. There are no other DAs for you to ask. There's nobody else. For this to be the same woman that you, quote unquote, was trying to kill. You tried to kill twice and couldn't do it, and needed Babyface's help, and needed Babyface to help you talk to Madam and like, oh, I can't actually do it, so, but like, make it okay. You were quite literally involving her in Madam business. And I think I'm really getting frustrated with the Miss Tandy character because they're not being clear on where she falls. And it's not intriguing or interesting either. Like, it's one thing when people are playing double agent and it adds mystery, it adds intrigue, it adds a level of depth. But Miss Tandy is shallow as a damn kiddie pool. So it's not adding any kind of depth. It's just confusion for confusion's sake. And nobody cares. Like, at this point, I don't even care whose side she really is on. It's a matter of time before Madam puts 2 in her. And the DA finds her body. Like, and if that's the case, like, can we get to it? Because, again, Miss Tandy's getting on my damn nerves. She really is. Now, going back to the Maddie B's of it all, because in addition to Toni, Amp's mama, visiting Amp first, she also comes by Maddie B's and runs into Madam. And Madam is, like, shocked. I absolutely adored this moment because I'm like, in that moment, before they even said a word, you could tell, like, okay, this girl is important. She means something. I know it's been a bunch of debate, a bunch of comments, people coming for me in the comment section talking about it might be Madam's brother's wife or whatever, and it's like, nah. Like, I thought this is Madam's sister, her estranged sister. And y'all, in addition to being her sister, and the estranged part comes from her snitching. Not you a whole rat out here in these streets. Not your father is the leader of the Black Rock Boys, and you're the reason why he had to go into hiding. You turned him in to the FBI, so now he got to play crazy, or he had to play crazy in order to not go to jail. And now you here trying to collect on some type of inheritance that you think you owe. Ooh, girl, this is a special kind of narcissism. This is wild, because like Madam said, you could come here to come collect your winnings, but where was you at when we had the funeral for said father, whose will you running up in here waving in the air like you just don't care? Now, y'all, again, I am not on Toni's side. She got a lot of explaining to do. But baby, when I tell you I am enjoying the shakeup that her presence is bringing, and I'm also enjoying the seemingly, not necessarily regret, but I don't have another word for it, right? Like, is it regret? Is it apologies? She got something in her eyes that's a little bit more than just indignant damnation of like, I did it, I said what I said. She's not coming with the I said what I said, I did what I did energy. And now that's making me want to lean in like, so girl, why did you do it? Why did you disown Amp? Why did you turn your father in? Let's get to it. And I can't wait. I really cannot wait to learn more about Little Miss Toni. Now, before Madam can leave Maddie B, she also gets run into by the concierge. And baby, when I tell y'all, I have been waiting for them to come face to face, and it did not disappoint. The energy, the chemistry that Eva and Christian have on screen in their roles as the concierge and Madam, it is chef's kiss. But like Madam said, the concierge is in here whining and crying like a little bitch baby. Over what? He needs his product back. I want my product back. Like, sir, is this what you're really reduced to? You can't even send a messenger to come do this. You got to handle it yourself. You don't want to deal with the people you don't want to face the people I'm going to have to send after you if I don't get my product. Oh, really? Oh, really? You know what? Fine. Take your little product back. I knew that Madam was not just handing over any product. I knew that Miss Mamas is still playing chess while these hoes is playing checkers, because the concierge, what did you think was going to happen? You was just going to come, act nicely, look deep into her eyes, because y'all ain't never having sex again. And then she was just going to bend to your will after you tell her that she's completely out of her depth. You tell her that she is swimming beyond the place that she can actually survive. You tell her that you are no match for her. You know that a woman like Madam takes that as what? A challenge. And a challenge it is. Y'all, we get a moment with Tommy vibing to some little old school music. I was jamming. When it came on, I said, oh, all right. He in there butt naked, bagging up the concierge's product, but he wound up lacing it with the big F word, y'all. Y'all know the F word. I can't say it here on YouTube, but that deadly F word, he laced the product with that. And now there's a bunch of people dropping dead all over Atlanta who he sold this product to. It's given checkmate by the end of the episode. However, we know that this is just going to make the concierge go harder. And I do have a video coming to talk about what's the concierge's next move. So be on the lookout for that, y'all, because there's so much that we need to talk about. This episode, again, did a great job of giving us so much story, so many particular like story arcs that we can really investigate and do predictions on. So be on the lookout. Turn on your bell notification if you are on the All the Queens Men playlist. I have a season 4 playlist specifically for all of my videos for that. If you just want to be alerted for All the Queens Men, you can turn on the bell notification on my channel for that playlist. All right, now other more somber news. Blue is having nightmares ever since the flashlight bomb went off, and I do have a video also talking about is it time that Blue quits. And I'm really excited that we got to see her go to therapy in this episode. While she's still very skeptical of the damn therapist, the therapist is asking specific questions. I hope the writers don't taint this and make the therapist somebody seedy or shady or potentially somebody undercover. I hope this therapist is actually a therapist that could potentially help Blue, but I completely understand why she's skeptical, because she's never been to therapy before, and the questions that they ask, it starts to cut through and get to specifics, and Blue don't trust nobody. She damn sure don't trust people, and damn sure don't trust people that she don't know. But she does in this episode make the first step of giving her old military buddy a call so she can get a recommendation, and that gets her the therapist that we get to see her sitting with. And we learn of a story where a friend in the military, while they were on patrol, was blown up by a landmine unexpectedly. So we completely understand how the flashlight blowing up unexpectedly completely sent her back there, and now has her having these dreams about that particular moment. And like the therapist said, she might be struggling with PTSD. We've been clocking it for seasons now, but this is now an official diagnosis that's coming, and Blue doesn't actually want to believe it. Now, again, in more serious, somber note, El Fuego decides that he's going to look up the autopsy for Sandra, and then he finds out that the cause of death they gave was blunt force trauma, that she was shot after she died. And there was also R-word activities with the bodies. And that is the one thing that has sent him. That is the thing. And I already put up a video talking about, is El Fuego going to avenge Sandra? And I believe he is. And I talk about that a little bit more in depth over on that video. Y'all, get into the videos, because I got you. Every little nook and cranny of these stories and the storylines that are playing out, we are talking about them right here. And if you haven't already, like the video, because you 17 minutes in now, and we still talking and you still vibing. But anyway, I was so excited to see this moment. I kind of wish we had a little bit more of El Fuego one-on-one, because aside from this, we just get to see him perform with the guys with that little... y'all, these performances are always going to be cringy to me. Y'all passing this one girl around, I was just like, oh my. But I guess that's some woman's fantasy. That's the only other time that we actually get to see El Fuego. So I'm expecting in the next couple episodes that we're going to have more El Fuego-centered scenes when he is putting more together, going down an investigative route, and potentially going head up with Madam. And again, if you want to talk about that, if you want to explore that, I have a whole video talking about it currently on the channel. Now, Doc finally comes to Madam and tells her about it's the wrong shirt, because yes, he tried to start a damn bonfire in his damn living room, and then he realizes it's the wrong shirt. And she like, well, you're gonna have to go figure it out. You're gonna have to get the damn shirt yourself, and I'm gonna deal with the person who gave me the wrong damn shirt, but you're gonna have to figure it out. And Doc spends the rest of the episode worrying about how he gonna actually do it. Y'all, they have Midnight tell Doc to Google whoever was working the night that the shift came in, because you can Google anything. You cannot Google that. I don't give a damn. This is the other part of the episode that was like very unrealistic. Like, what the hell are we talking about? You're gonna Google who was working at the police station, in the police station, the night that Detective Davis stole this shirt illegally from your house after sleeping with one of her potential suspects while she was undercover, and then bringing that shirt in, but that she, again, illegally acquired. And you gonna find out on Google who was there the night that she did it? Ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell, but alas, this is Tyler Perry's universe from Tyler Perry Studios, so he's able to find out who's there. It's a man and a woman, and he's planning to seduce the damn woman. Y'all got it, because I don't even give a damn at this point about that particular storyline. Find the shirt or don't. At the end of the day, the worst case is that she's an accessory to murder. At the end of the day, Doc is responsible. Doc actually killed the girl. So this shirt ties to Doc actually being the perpetrator. And again, like I said in my last video, at what point do we go harder for the person who was the accessory to the murder than the person who actually did the murder? Like, let's get our policing together. I ain't never been a police, but, you know, some of the things, 2 + 2 just is always going to equal 4. It's just always going to equal 4. Now, we also get to see at the club, Trouble spazzing on Rayshawn because she is reeling still from having to take out Champ. And I guess this is hurting her a lot more than I expected it to. I thought you was a gangster. I thought that you wasn't a killer, but don't push you, Trouble. This is giving Schmade if I ever seen it. Madam over here talking about the concierge Schmade. It's giving Trouble's Schmade. She is so out of sorts that she's spazzing on Rayshawn, who is just so sweet and so kind. I'm talking to you because I care about you. I love you, Trouble. Rayshawn, you are too good for this little seedy ass world that you in, baby. You gonna have to find another job at some point. Maybe you should go work at Barnes & Noble because you don't deserve all of this that you're surrounded by. But it's a very endearing moment because you know that Rayshawn really does care about Trouble, unlike everybody else in that damn building. And to see her spaz, and then she knows it, and then she has to take maybe she takes the E pill. I don't know what's the pill that she actually takes, but we get to see her take some drugs, and then later on she's fondling guests and doing too much, putting her hands on Blue's face, and Blue like, I know your ass is high, you better get it together. To see her driven to using some type of illicit substance to basically, I guess, numb the pain or numb whatever's going on in her head, it's just a show of like how serious killing Champ is affecting her. And she's going to probably continue to spiral. She's also seemingly building up resentment for Madam because we got to see Rayshawn talk about some, you know, last episode he was worried about Madam getting arrested, and she's like, Madam will be fine. Madam is always fine. And in this episode, Rayshawn is like, you was right. She came back on her feet. She landed on her feet, and she's just like, leave that girl alone. Like, her business ain't our business. And it seems like Trouble was building up more resentment from Madam, not only because she's not part of the VIP dances, she keeps begging to do that, but because Madam is the one who basically put the task in her hand to take out Champ, and that is actually affecting her in a really deep way mentally. Now, aside from that, early in the episode, we get to see Rayshawn with a new dancer. Y'all, I need to remember this man's name, but I can't remember his name to save my life. He's cute and all, but I can't remember his name. He's obsessed with Babyface, and I don't know why, because it's Babyface. Like, why are we obsessed with Dirty Dick Babyface? But whatever. Rayshawn tries to warn his ass to stay away from Babyface. He has so much experience, but no, we can't be here. This will be rude if we don't speak to them. They don't want to speak to you. So then he walks his goofy ass over there and learns really quickly they don't want to speak to you. Big D, the only one who got manners between any of them, well, Big D and El Fuego, out of all the VIP dancers, they got actual sense, but the rest of them don't think that you exist. Like, stop embarrassing yourself. But, you know, little Mr. New Dancer, little Mr. Stuck on Babyface, I think he ain't got no shame, I fear, y'all. No shame at all. Now, I think I touched on everything, and this video is getting a little bit long. So if I missed something, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll make another video to go into it. But I already have tons of other videos coming, so we're going to keep this All the Queens Men conversation going. I appreciate you so much for watching, and if you made it all the way to the end of this video, give me some of those demon time emojis. Give me about 4 of them demon time emojis so that I know that you made it all the way to the end of this video, and I need to respond to your comment because you a real one and you do real things. It's your good sis, you love to talk TV with. Give this video a like as well before you go on to watch this video next, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.